Hello and welcome. Tonight, before you close your eyes, let us step gently into the mystery of weather and the whisper of God's presence that rides upon the wind. The sky above you may look simple, but it is a living ocean of air, a vast canvas where clouds drift, storms rise, and sunlight scatters into colors. Every breath you take is tied to this endless movement. And even as storms rumble far away, Scripture reminds us that He covers you with His feathers. And under His wings you will find refuge from Psalm 91. Tonight is not only about facts, it is about finding rest in the rhythm of creation and peace in the one who sustains it. Take a moment now, breathe slowly, release the weight of the day. Imagine your worries dissolving like mist under the rising sun. The atmosphere has always been shifting, always moving, but it has never failed to carry us through nights into mornings. Just as Isaiah says, those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will rise on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. These words are not distant promises, but a gentle assurance for your heart tonight. As you listen, picture yourself lying in a safe place, perhaps near a window where the moonlight spills softly. Outside, clouds pass in silence. Somewhere above, winds weave unseen patterns across the sky. Inside, you are steady, guarded by angels, protected by the peace of Christ. Whatever storm may have visited your thoughts today, know that rest is allowed. You are permitted to lay down burdens and let the Spirit breathe through you as softly as the evening air. The weather itself tells stories of resilience. Storms rise, roar, then fade. Gentle rains refresh fields after dry days. Snow falls silently, wrapping the world in calm. Each cycle speaks to your own journey. Darkness never stays. Fear does not last forever. The same skies that once glowed orange in the infancy of earth now shine steadily above you. They testify that change is part of life, but so is renewal. Tonight, you are part of that cycle, carried by the eternal heartbeat of creation. So let this time be holy. Not only a lesson about the sky, but a prayer woven into your breathing. May the Lord guard your night as surely as He sets boundaries for the oceans and commands the winds. May His light scatter your anxiety like dawn scattering shadows. And as you drift towards sleep, may you feel the quiet truth that you are not alone. Every gust, every drop, every shimmer of light is under His watch, and you are safe in that embrace. Rest now. Let us begin this journey together. Close your eyes and picture a drifting cloud. To you, it may seem soft and weightless, yet science tells us a single storm cloud can weigh more than 1,000,000 elephants. Imagine that for a moment, an immense weight suspended high above, carried by currents of rising air. What appears fragile is actually holding a burden beyond measure, and still the cloud floats. This is how God designed creation, to remind us that even heavy things can be carried when spread out in his presence. Just as the psalmist wrote, "Cast your cares on the Lord, and he will sustain you." Think of your own life. Some days the burdens feel too heavy to carry, like that million elephant cloud pressing down on your heart. Yet the Spirit lifts those burdens away. Warm air lifts countless droplets into the sky. What feels crushing can become light when it is surrendered. This is more than science. It is grace written across the heavens. And then there is lightning. In a flash, it pierces the night, hotter than the surface of the sun itself. To us, it is sudden and startling, a blaze of fire across the sky, but even this violent beauty carries life, fixing nitrogen into the soil so that plants can grow. From destructive brilliance comes nourishment. From fearsome fire comes sustenance. When you hear thunder roll across the distance, remember what you are really hearing is the voice of lightning, the sky expanding with impossible energy. And remember, too, that even fierce voices can hold blessing. The same is true with storms in your mind. They may roar, they may unsettle, but God can turn them into renewal, drawing strength out of the fire. Listen deeper. Raindrops, too, are not the pointed teardrops we imagine. They are small, rounded jewels shaped by tension and air, each drop unique, falling in its own perfect form. And is this not how we are made? Not uniform, not flattened into the same mold, but each with hidden geometry, each carrying beauty that might go unnoticed at first glance. Tonight, as you hear about rain, let it remind you that your life, however small it may feel, glimmers with design. You are seen, you are shaped, and you are valuable in the pattern of creation. And when the rain falls and that fragrance rises from the soil, the scent called petrichor, know that even the air carries stories older than us. Oils from plants, particles from space, even ozone, sparked by lightning, blend into the perfume we call the smell of rain. To breathe it in is to inhale history, memory, and the gift of renewal. In the same way, when you take a slow breath now, you are drawing in more than oxygen. You are breathing in hope, promise, and the presence of the one who made the heavens and the earth. So let your shoulders loosen. Let your mind grow quiet. The clouds above you, the lightning across the horizon, the rain on the earth, all speak of resilience, of wonder, of a creator who set rhythms of chaos and calm to soothe our restless hearts. Tonight, may those rhythms reach you, calming the storm within and guiding you gently toward rest. Snow begins its descent like a ballet in the night. Each flake, delicate yet distinct, twirls in silence until it lands softly upon the earth. Some flakes drift lazily, moving as though reluctant to touch the ground, while others fall with surprising speed, carried by invisible currents. Together, they form a hush across the world, a blanket that covers chaos in calm. When you think of snow, think of the peace God promises in Isaiah. Though your sins are like scarlet, they shall be white as snow. Even the sky whispers redemption, clothing the earth in purity. And while snow speaks of gentleness, blizzards remind us of the opposite. Winds howl, vision fades, and even one's own hands may vanish in front of the eyes. In such moments, direction is lost and fear can settle deep. Yet, even in those whiteouts, beauty lives. The chaos of the storm can transform the world into a blank canvas, ready to be written anew when calm returns. It is no different in the storms of life. Confusion may blind you for a time, but on the other side waits clarity, a renewal waiting to be painted by grace. Hail tells another story. Layer upon layer, like the rings of a tree, it builds in the secret chambers of the clouds until it falls as a natural sculpture. Each frozen sphere is history carried from sky to ground. Some are small and harmless, while others can shatter glass and dent steel. Yet when sliced open, they reveal their journey, every layer a memory. And so it is with us. We carry layers, stories built over time, some painful, some beautiful. God sees each ring of our lives, nothing hidden, and still He calls us His own. Then comes a tornado. Winds twisting so fiercely they can drive straw through wood, turning the fragile into instruments of destruction. Nature shows its extremes here, a reminder of the forces that dwell in the air we cannot control. But listen, storms do not last forever. The funnel passes, the winds subside, and silence returns. In those moments, we are reminded of the words in 2 Thessalonians, "The Lord is faithful. He will strengthen you and guard you from the evil one. Even in the most violent winds, there is protection beyond what the eye can see." And beyond tornadoes come hurricanes, vast engines of energy, releasing more power in a single day than all human technology combined. Yet at their center lies the eye, a place of calm, eerie, and beautiful. It is a paradox. Stillness surrounded by rage. This too is an image for your soul. Life may storm on every side, but within you there can be an eye of peace when you rest in God's presence. Silence at the center, held firm not by your own strength, but by His. As you listen tonight, may each image of snow, hail, tornado, and hurricane remind you that weather is not only science, it is testimony. It is both chaos and calm, danger and wonder, destruction and renewal. Just like your own journey, every storm carries within it a hidden promise. Calm will come, peace will return, and you will not be left alone. Rest now in that assurance. Monsoons arrive like the turning of a page in creation's book. Lands long parched suddenly awaken as the skies open and water pours down in sheets. Rivers swell, forests shimmer with green, and fields come alive again. For those who wait, It is both a blessing and a trial, because floods can devastate even as rains nourish. Life is often this way. What revives us can also test us. But remember the words of Psalm 121. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore. Even when the waters rise, there is a keeper of your soul who never sleeps. And then there is the desert, places like the Atacama, where rain may not fall for decades. The silence there is heavy, the air still, yet even so, life finds a way. Tiny plants sip water from fog. Microbes cling to existence in the soil. And on rare occasions, when rain finally falls, the sands burst into bloom, flowers carpeting the wasteland in colors. It is a reminder that what seems barren in your own life may still hold seeds of beauty waiting for their season. Dryness does not mean death. God can make rivers flow in the wilderness and blossoms rise in the dust. In contrast, imagine a village where rain never seems to stop, such as Mawson Ram in India, soaked each year by towering walls of monsoon rain. Roofs are built strong, bridges woven from living roots, and every rhythm of life bends to the weight of water. Just as these people adapt to endless downpour, so too can you adapt to the seasons of your soul. When storms seem constant, it is not to crush you, but to shape you into someone resilient, like roots that cling tighter when the rains will not cease. Then we journey to extremes, the furnace of Death Valley, where heat can melt car tires, and the frozen plateau of Antarctica, where air shatters steel and breath crystallizes instantly. To stand in either place is to witness creation's edges, where survival itself becomes a miracle. And yet even there, God's hand remains. Psalm 139 tells us, if I go up to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. Whether in searing fire or unrelenting cold, his presence endures, surrounding every corner of earth and every moment of your life. And then heat waves, silent killers more deadly than storms. They do not roar or flash, but they press down relentlessly, draining strength day after day. These quiet trials mirror the hidden struggles in our minds: anxiety, weariness, loneliness. They are not dramatic, but they are heavy. And still, they can be endured with faith. Just as dew forms silently in deserts to give life each morning, so too God provides quiet mercies you may not notice, small kindnesses, a word of encouragement, the simple gift of waking to a new day. Tonight, let these pictures of rain, desert, flood, heat, and frost remind you of something greater. Weather changes, but it always moves in cycles. No season lasts forever. Your own hardships, too, are temporary. Storms break, droughts end, and warmth returns after cold. You are carried within rhythms set long before your birth, and above them all is one who never changes. Rest in that promise now, Fog drifts low to the ground, blurring edges until even your own feet seem to vanish. Sound becomes muffled, distance collapses, and the world feels dreamlike. Fog is gentle yet unsettling, a quiet reminder of how easily vision can be lost. Life has its fog too, the times you cannot see the road ahead, when decisions blur and nothing feels certain. But just as fog always lifts, clarity will return. Trust that the same God who lights the path with a lamp for your feet will guide you step by step, even when the horizon disappears. And then frost. On winter mornings, crystals lace windows with fragile art, fern-like tendrils curling as though painted by an unseen hand. Under certain conditions, these crystals grow into forests of ice, spiky and shimmering in dawn light, fragile, fleeting, yet breathtaking. That is how blessings often come, delicate, temporary, but worth pausing to see. Even in the coldest seasons of your soul, beauty forms quietly, reminding you that nothing is wasted, not even the frost. Ice storms bring a different picture. Rain freezes upon contact, coating every branch, every wire, every road in a glassy shell. The world gleams like a jeweled kingdom. And yet beneath that beauty lies danger. Roads become traps, trees crack, power fails. It is a paradox, beauty and peril existing together. How often in life do we meet the same things that shine on the surface can conceal risks? Yet God equips us with discernment to see beneath the glitter, to walk wisely even when paths look smooth is itself a gift of His Spirit. Dust devils rising from heated ground twirl harmlessly or tower into columns taller than skyscrapers. They are born suddenly and vanish just as quickly, like bursts of chaos passing through clear skies. Think of your own moments of turmoil that arrive without warning. They do not last. They are brief whirlwinds, teaching you resilience. And over the ocean, waterspouts spin like liquid tornadoes, silver columns dancing across the waves, beautiful from afar, dangerous up close. Storms remind us that creation is vast and untamed. Yet even here, we see parallels for our inner world. Emotions can swirl into waterspouts of fear or anger, but when recognized and surrendered, they lose their grip. The sea calms, and so does the soul. Finally, microbursts, sudden blasts of wind slamming down from the clouds. They last only minutes, but carry destructive force. Invisible until they strike, they show how quickly life can change. Yet, even in the sudden shifts, you are not defenseless. Like a pilot warned of turbulence, your spirit can be anchored by prayer. It does not prevent the gusts, but it prepares you to endure them. As you reflect tonight, let fog, frost, storms, and sudden winds remind you of this truth. Uncertainty and clarity, fragility and strength, peril and peace, they all move in cycles. You are never abandoned in them. God's presence steadies every season, every sudden change, and every storm. Rest in that assurance now, breathing slowly as the atmosphere itself whispers calm. Supercells rise like mountains in the sky, their towers of cloud stretching higher than Everest, swirling with lightning, hail, and spinning winds. They are rare but unforgettable, storms that seem alive, breathing and rotating as though the sky itself has grown a heartbeat. From a distance, they remind us how small we are under such immensity. Yet, Psalm 91 assures us, He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. Even when the sky feels overwhelming, protection is closer than you know. Some thunderstorms linger for hours, rolling across regions through the night, their endless flashes turning clouds into glowing lanterns. For those beneath, the storm becomes a companion, whispering, rumbling, reminding us that the atmosphere is restless. Life has nights like this when the storm will not pass quickly, when the waiting is long. Yet even in those long nights, there is endurance. Just as dawn always follows thunder, relief will follow your trial. In Venezuela, there's a place where lightning flashes for centuries without end, the Catatumbo storm. Night after night, the sky glows, seen even from far out at sea, a lighthouse of the heavens, constant, relentless. Think of this when you wonder if God's light can fade. Just as the storm never stops flashing, His presence never ceases. He is the unbroken beacon above your life. And then, beyond our daily view, weather balloons drift upward, rising higher than mountains, measuring the invisible air. They remind us that knowledge grows not by standing still, but by reaching upward. Your spirit too can rise, stretching above clouds of doubt. Sometimes the climb is unseen, quiet as prayer whispered at night, but it lifts you nonetheless closer to light, closer to peace. Satellites hover still higher, watching hurricanes spin across oceans. From above, their spirals look like art symmetry carved into cloud. What feels violent and chaotic on the ground is, from heaven's view, pattern and order. This is how God sees your storm. From below, it feels unbearable. From above, it is part of a larger design, already known, already measured, and radar bouncing signals through storm, turns invisible raindrops into maps of color. It is another reminder that what we cannot see can still be revealed. Prayer works this way too. It may not remove the storm, but it makes you aware of what lies within, showing hidden movements of your own heart so you can face them with courage. As you rest tonight, hold this truth. Storms may rise, swirl, and linger, but none escape the eye of heaven. There is order above chaos, light above darkness, and calm waiting on the other side of every tempest. Sleep knowing you are sheltered within that greater design. High above the polar skies, ribbons of green and red shimmer across the night, the northern lights, born not from earthly storms, but from the sun's fire colliding with Earth's shield. They are cosmic weather, poetry written in light. Watching them is to realize we are never separate from the heavens. The same God who spoke light into existence still paints the skies to remind us of his nearness. Solar storms bursting from the sun ripple through space and touch even our fragile atmosphere. They can rattle power grids, disrupt satellites, and stir the air in ways we scarcely notice. Yet they remind us that life is part of a vast conversation between earth and heaven. Nothing is isolated. Every storm of the soul is part of a wider rhythm, and every prayer you whisper joins that rhythm, carried upward like a spark toward God's eternal light. Even human contrail, the trails of planes across blue sky, reveal how small things can shift the balance. Thin lines of vapor grow into clouds, altering sunlight and shadow. So too do small choices in your life shape outcomes far greater than you imagine. A kind word, a moment of forgiveness, a pause to breathe, they ripple outward like clouds across the sky. Floods arrive with sudden fury, sweeping boulders, reshaping landscapes in hours. Droughts creep slowly, silencing rivers and cracking the earth. Both remind us that change comes in different forms, sometimes crashing down, sometimes wearing on us day after day. Yet in both, God promises to sustain. Isaiah tells us, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you walk through the fire, you will not be burned." Whether change strikes fast or settles slowly, you are never left alone. El Niño warms seas, shifting storms across continents. La Niña cools them, reversing winds, rearranging rains. Entire harvests and histories rise and fall on these cycles. Think of how your own seasons swing, times of abundance, times of scarcity. Neither lasts forever. Like ocean currents, your spirit moves through rhythms. Trust that even in the shift, purpose unfolds. Deep currents in the ocean act like hidden rivers of heat, carrying warmth to frozen shores and cooling places that would otherwise burn. They are unseen but essential. So it is with grace. Much of God's work in you is hidden, flowing beneath the surface. You may not feel it daily, but it steadies the balance of your soul. And finally, the polar vortex, a crown of icy air swirling above the earth. Sometimes it wobbles, spilling southward, changing the course of nations with its bitter wind. In the same way, unseen forces in life can spill into your days, altering your plans. Yet here is the hope. Nothing arrives without purpose. Even the coldest winds carry lessons, and every trial can be reshaped into strength. So tonight, let the thought of auroras, currents, floods, and hidden winds settle over you. Weather is vast and untamed, but always held in order. And so is your life. Rest now, breathing slowly, knowing that the God who commands the skies also watches tenderly over you. Sleep in his peace.